favorite Joe track, I'll go first. Although people are gonna pick "I Want to Know" because that's the most popular song from him, but don't sleep on all the things that your man won't do. More and more, Peep Show, All That I Am, Don't Want to Be a Player, and my favorite one from him, The Love Scene. When the beat and when Joe gets on that last verse, Joe's really underrated with the singing, the songwriting. Him in the 90s, man, some of the tracks that he did, I listened to a lot of his tracks from the Booty Call movie with Jamie Foxx, Tommy Davidson, Tomala Jones, and Vivica A. Fox. All the things your man won't do with the Marlon and Sean Wayans movie. I think it was the South Central movie. I love some of Joe's tracks.
Don't Be a Menace, yo.
Yep. Love those tracks from Joe. But the love scene. People I want to know, that's a great song, but the love scene is my favorite one. BRF.
Yeah, the Love Scene is definitely a great track. Definitely Stutter, the remix with Mystical.
Mystical.
That's a great song. That's a great song. That's a great song from the Double Take movie. Very underrated movie. Eddie Griffin, Orlando Jones, shout out. Very underrated movie. But yeah, my favorite Joe track is All the Things Your Man Won't Do. That's my favorite one. Cause I guess if you want to say I Want to Know, it's the most popular track. Me personally, I think the All the Things Your Man Won't Do is his most popular track in my opinion. Just because you've heard it in so many movies, you've heard it so much. Like that's my favorite track personally. Even though I Want to Know is an amazing song, Love Scene's great. Don't Want to Be a Player. Joe is definitely on the underrated side of like those great '90s into the early 2000s R&B artists. He's definitely extremely underrated, and we need to get that man his flowers because he made really great music for an extended period of time. So we really got to give him his flowers. But yeah, All the Things Your Man Won't Do is my favorite track because you got a list. You have a playlist of those songs. That's one of those songs. And we'll just leave it at that.
Columbus, Georgia's own. Talk to me.
How ironic. I'm talking about a fellow guy from Columbus, Georgia.
Yes.
Joe's from Columbus, Georgia.
I know.
Joe's from Columbus, Georgia. If you go to his page, it says it right there. He's from Columbus, Georgia. So yeah, a lot of talent down here in Columbus, Georgia. Him, Wayne Brady, Mark Hall, one of the most underrated rappers that if you ever want to hear good lyrics, go and check out my guy Mark Hall. He's from me and him from the same neighborhood. He's from Ilges Road. I'm from Shaw. He is very, very underrated. There's a lot of great talent down here. We just a small town. We don't get as much recognition as Atlanta does. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But one of my most favorite songs by Joe is "Good Girls."
Yes.
Yeah, "Good Girls." That was that's something that we can relate to today. I think he was ahead of his time when he was talking about that. That was I think that when he said, "Why are all the good girls taken every time?" I think that we all can relate to that today because the things that we see on the internet is abysmal, if you really want me to be honest with you. But Stutter, I mean,
with Mystical.
The thing about it is the original one was great too.
It was.
Yeah, the original.
When you bring in Mystical,
that just provides a whole new energy for
Quick, quit your lying heifer. Watch yourself.
And for it to be on the move, and for it to make that movie with Eddie Griffin, that was it fit. I would say that because we all know Eddie Griffin. I love to use the word colorful. He's very colorful as well, But
underrated.
Yeah, very underrated. Eddie Griffin is very underrated, man. Um, Stutter. Man, there's so many that y'all took all the good stuff. Y'all, all the things your man won't do. You know, we all done tried to convince somebody. So let's just keep it real. We all done convince somebody.
Like I said, everybody got that playlist, and that's one of them songs.
Everybody that you know, you was back in high school, you know, you snuck that girl some flowers one time. Bet your dude don't do this. So, uh, don't want to be a player. And then you know, still not a player with him and Big Pun.
Big Pun.
Yeah, with him and Big
Yes.
Pun. I think that was good. Man, Joe, man, hey, shout out, hey, it's rare. We have a lot of great talent that comes down from Columbus, Georgia. Like I said, Mark Hall, one of the most underrated rappers today. Joe, Wayne Brady, and the late great Mrs. Kim Porter. She's from Columbus, Georgia. A lot of great talent came from down here. So, you know, just because it's not where you're from, it's what you do with yourself. So if I could point to any example of that, I would have to point to those four. Like I said, Mark Hall, Mrs. Porter, the late great Mrs. Kim Porter, Wayne Brady, and Joe. They proved that you can make it out no matter where you are. So huge shout out to those guys. And yeah, Columbus, Georgia, we do have some talent down here. So, but it's good to see when men and women that you know that you've seen around the way, they make it and they're able to do their things from there. That's something that's special. That's very, very special. One ironic thing, you know, Mystical, he was stationed in Fort Stewart. Yeah, Mystical was stationed in Fort Stewart. That was funny. So, you know, my brother told me, "Hey, man, you know, Mystical, he was stationed at Fort Stewart before he had a record deal." I'm like, "Quit lying." So he showed me the picture of it, like, "Oh, okay, oh yeah, he missed the braids. That's the reason why I don't recognize the guy." But because you know, Mystical had those had the braids in the early days. So, oh man, great talent, very, very underrated. You know, that was considering all of the competition that he had to face back then. That was diabolical competition back then. And you could start with a certain name that we will not say on this show because of obvious reasons. You could start with that top guy because regardless of what happened, he was the top guy. He was the guy for a very, very long time. Then, you know, then you could go. Then you had to worry about Babyface. Then you had to worry about a lot of other acts. Then Johnny Gill, New Edition, Bobby Brown. There was a lot of competition back then in R&B as far as the on the men's side of it going. And like I said, that's not you know, Luther Vandross was still making music. You know, one of the greatest voices of all time. So yeah, Gerald Levert. You know, he faced that was the most heavy laden competition when it came to R&B, arguably in history. When you talk about the 90s, because everybody was making good music. So,
no, really good track though by Joe. If I Was Your Man, I like that one too.
What if the woman?
Yep. I also like One Life Stand from Joe. One Life Stand. Y'all gotta listen to that track. That's a really good track, man. And fellas, for next week on the Sports PSP Pod, favorite Rihanna track.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I like that one. But don't worry, sooner or later we're gonna have a favorite Nate Dogg track at some point. We're gonna do that soon.